Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a really good book that I want to read to you guys, and I think you guys are going to like it because it's also another really funny book, and it's pretty entertaining. So if you're bored, I hope you're watching right now. This book, this book is called Pooh Goes Visiting, adapted by Stephen Krensky, with decorations by Ernest H. Shepard. Pooh steps out. Winnie the Pooh was walking through the forest one day, humming proudly to himself. He had made up a little hum that very morning as he was doing his sound test exercises. Tra la la, he said, stretching up as high as he could go. And then tra la, oh help! La! As he tried to reach his toes. He had said the hum over and over until he had learned it by heart. Now he was humming it right through properly. Tra la la, tra la la, tra la la, tra la la, rum tum tiddly tum, tiddly iddly tiddly iddly tiddly iddly tiddly iddly rum tum tum. Tiddly Well, he was humming his home when suddenly he came to a sandy bank, and the bank was a large hole. Aha! Said Pooh. If I know anything about anything, that hole means rabbit, and rabbit means company, and company means food. He bent down and put his head into the hole. Is anybody at home? He called out. There was a scuffling noise from inside the hole, and then silence. What I said was, is anybody at home? Called out Pooh very loudly. No, said a voice. Bother, said Pooh. Isn't there anybody here at all? Nobody. Pooh took his head out of the hole and thought for a little. There must be somebody there because somebody must have said nobody. So he put his head back into the hole. Hello, Rabbit, isn't that you? He said. No, said Rabbit in a different sort of voice. But isn't that Rabbit's voice? Pooh asked. I don't think so, said Rabbit. It isn't meant to be. Oh, said Pooh. He took his head out of the hole and had another think. Then he put it back in. Well, he said, could you very kindly tell me where Rabbit is? He has gone to see his friend Pooh Bear, said Rabbit. But it's me, said Bear, very much surprised. What sort of me? Asked Rabbit. Pooh Bear. Are you sure? Said Rabbit. Quite sure, said Pooh. Oh, well then, said Rabbit. Come in. Pooh has a little something. So Pooh pushed and pushed and pushed his way through the hole, and at last he got it. You were quite right, said Rabbit, looking at him all over. It is you. Who did you think it was? Said Pooh. Well, I wasn't sure, said Rabbit. You know how it is in the forest. One has to be careful. What about a mouthful of something? Pooh always liked a little something. At 11 o'clock in the morning, he was very glad to see Rabbit getting out the plates and mugs. Honey or condensed milk with your bread? Asked Rabbit. Pooh was so excited that he said, both! And then, not wanting to seem greedy, he added, but don't bother about the bread, please. For a long time after that, he said nothing, until at last, humming to himself in in a rather, in a rather sticky voice, he got up, shook Rabbit lovingly by the paw, and said that he must be going. Well, goodbye, said Rabbit, if you're sure you won't have any more. Is there any more? He asked quickly. Rabbit took the covers off the dishes. No, there isn't, he said. Thought not, said Pooh, nodding to himself. Well, goodbye then. So Pooh started to climb out of the hole. He pulled with his front paws and pushed with his back paws. In a little while his nose was out in the open again, and then his ears, and then his front paws, and then his shoulders, and then, oh, help! Said Pooh. I'd better go back. Oh, bother, said Pooh. I shall have to go on. I can't do it either, said Pooh. Oh, help and bother! Chapter 3. Pooh remains in a tight place. Now by this time, Rabbit wanted to go for a walk too. Finding his front door full, he went out the back and came round to Pooh. "Hello, are you stuck?" he asked. No, said Pooh carelessly, "just resting and thinking and humming to myself." "Here, give us a paw," said Rabbit. Pooh stretched out a paw, and Rabbit pulled and pulled and pulled. "Ow!" cried Pooh. "You're hurting." "The fact is," said Rabbit, "you're stuck." "It all comes," said Pooh crossly, "of not having doors big enough." "It all comes," said Rabbit sternly, "of eating too much. I thought at the time, only I didn't want to say anything, that one of us was eating too much, and I knew it wasn't me. Well, well, shall I go fetch Christopher Robin?" Christopher Robin lived at the other end of the forest. When he came back with Rabbit, he saw the front half of Pooh. "Silly old bear," he said in such a loving voice that everybody felt quite hopeful again. I was just beginning to think that I was just beginning to think, said Pooh, sniffing slightly, that Rabbit might have never been able to use his front door again. And I should hate that." "So should I," said Rabbit. "Use his front door again?" said Christopher Robin. "Of course he'll use his front door again." "Good," said Rabbit. "If we can't pull you out, Pooh," said Christopher Robin, "we might push you back." Rabbit scratched his whiskers thoughtfully. He pointed out that once Pooh was pushed back, he was back. Of course, nobody was more glad to see Pooh than he was. Still, some lived in trees and some lived in underground. "And you mean I never get out?" said Pooh. "I mean," said Rabbit, "that having got so far, it seems a pity to waste it." Christopher Robin, there's there's only one thing to be done," he said. "We shall have to wait for you to get thin again." "How long does getting thin take?" asked Pooh anxiously. "About a week, I should think," said Christopher Robin. "But I can't stay here for a week," said Pooh. "You can stay here all right, silly old bear," said Christopher Robin. "It's getting you out which is so difficult." We'll read to you," said Rabbit cheerfully, "and I hope it won't snow. And I say, as you're taking up a good deal of room, do you mind if I use your back legs as a towel horse? Because, I mean, they are doing nothing, and it would be very convenient." "Oh, we," said Pooh gloomily. "What about meals?" "I'm afraid no meals," said Christopher Robin, because of getting thinner quicker." Pooh began to sigh, and then found he couldn't because he was so tightly stuck. A tear rolled down his eyes. Then he said, "Would you read a sustaining book that would help and comfort a wedged bear in great tightness?" "Of course," said Christopher Robin. Chapter 4. Pooh Regains His Freedom. So for a week, Christopher Robin read at the north end of Pooh, and Rabbit hung his washing on the south end, and in between, Pooh felt himself getting slender and slender. At the end of the week, Christopher Robin said, "Now!" He took hold of Pooh's front paws, and Rabbit took hold of Christopher Robin. And all of Robin's friends and relations took hold of Rabbit. Then they all pulled together. For a long time, Pooh only said, "Ow!" and "Oh." Then all of a sudden he said, "Pop!" just as if a cork were coming out of a bottle. And Christopher Robin and Rabbit and all Rabbit's friends and relations went head over heels backwards, and on the top of them came Winnie the Pooh. "Free!" So with a nod, thanks to his friends, Pooh went on his walk through the forest, humming proudly to himself. Christopher Robin looked after him lovingly and said to himself, "Silly old bear." I hope you guys enjoyed that book, and I actually have a fun activity I want you to do. So this activity to talk to, so it's list paper, and you draw two lines here and two. you draw one line here and one line here, then you draw a line right there, and then you write beginning, middle, and end, and you write what happened in the beginning of the story, and what happened in the middle of the story, and what happened at the end of the story. I would love if you guys take the video back to see what happened in the beginning, middle, and end, because I wouldn't really know. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you get notified anytime I post a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!